The ordinance, as it was written, would have allowed anyone of any gender to enter any bathroom or changing room at any time.
North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest is talking about Charlotte's now overturned non-discrimination ordinance.
Yeah, but what he said, is it fact or fiction? Would anyone, no matter their sex, be allowed to use any bathroom? Well, I asked State Senator Joyce Kravick, who voted for the so-called bathroom law.
The way the ordinance was written, they were telling all the local businesses what they would have to do. It wasn't just for Charlotte. It wasn't just for their buildings, for the city buildings. It was for private businesses.
Now, I asked a constitutional law professor to look at the proposed ordinance. He tells me because the ordinance is broadly written, there's room for interpretation. So, in fact, one could interpret the law to mean any gender, any bathroom. But he says the ordinance was likely aimed at LGBT rights, not to allow men and women to use any bathroom they choose. Now, listen to this next statement.
Sex offenders and pedophiles would exploit this opportunity, and have in fact done so in other states where similar ordinances have been in place.
Now, this fact or fiction is at least partially fact. Last month, a Seattle man entered a women's locker room and took off his shirt in front of a girls' swimming team. When the man was asked to leave, he told them the law had changed and he had the right to use the locker room of his choice. Now, it's not known whether this man was a sex offender. Now, here's the third statement.
One of the primary leaders of the Charlotte Ordinance is a convicted sex offender.
Now, this one is a fact. Earlier this month, Chad Severance Turner, the then president of Charlotte's LGBT Chamber of Commerce, resigned after it came to light that he's a convicted sex offender. When he was 20 years old, he was charged and convicted of inappropriately touching a 15-year-old boy. The LGBT Chamber played an integral part in pushing the ordinance. As for whether this new law is discriminatory,
It's absolutely not. Everybody is welcome in North Carolina, but municipalities do not have the authority to overstep their bounds, and they certainly don't have the authority to require local businesses to abide by some of these laws.
Senator Kravick says she doesn't believe this new law will have a negative impact economically because we've done so much to improve the business climate over the last couple of years.